In last video, we had talked about the history of Jews, how Zionist movement was formed, and we had also talked about the independence of Israel. But in this video, we'll talk about the current situation of Palestinian areas and how Israel illegally controlling West Bank and other Palestinian territory. So let's begin.
Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces in Gaza. 92 of the dead were shot while trying to get food. Instead, many left empty-handed, carrying the dead and injured back with them. At least 79 people were killed in that attack alone.
The West Bank is located between Israel and Jordan River. Over 3 million Palestinians are living in the West Bank, along with East Jerusalem and Gaza. These areas are known as occupied Palestinian territories. Israel still has overall control of the West Bank, but since 1990s, a Palestinian government known as Palestinian Authority has ran most of its towns and cities. There are about 150 Israeli illegal settlements, housing about 7 lakh Jews. Palestinians want all Israeli settlement to be removed, but Israel's government disputes this. It says the biggest settlements at the very least are permanent and that all settlements are rooted in its historical rights. It does not recognize the right of Palestinians to have their own state and argues that the West Bank is the part of the Israeli homeland. In 2022, Israel announced to expand the settlement plan after coming in power. And I recently found that Israeli government approved new 22 settlements in the West Bank. In July 2024, the International Court of Justice said that Israel's continued presence in the occupied Palestinian territories is illegal. It said that Israel should withdraw all settlers. It means Israel should withdraw all the settlers and that it was in breach of international agreements on racism. What is the situation of Jerusalem now? Both of them, Israel and Palestinians, consider Jerusalem as their capital. But West Jerusalem have already controlled by Israel, and Israel occupied East Jerusalem after 1967 war. And later he declared the entire city its permanent capital. It says Jerusalem cannot be divided, but in East Jerusalem, the majority of population is Palestinians, Muslim. The holy site of Muslims is Al-Aqsa Mosque compound and the holy site of Jews is Temple Mount. Both of the holy sites are the center of the Palestine-Israel conflict. But the UN and most of the international opinion consider East Jerusalem to be a Palestinian land which is occupied by Israel. What is the situation of Gaza now? Now this part of this video is the heart of this video. The Gaza Strip is a stretch of land surrounded by Israel, Egypt and the Mediterranean Sea. It is a 41 km and 25 miles long, 10 km wide, home to about 2.3 million people. It is one of the most densely populated places on earth. Before the war of 1967, Gaza was occupied by Egypt, but after the 1967 war, Israel occupied Gaza and other areas of Jordan and Syria. So you might heard this October 7th, 2023 date a lot of times. Let's find out what actually happened on this date. But first, before we begin, we should know who and what is Hamas.
Show small.
The Hamas movement was found in Gaza in 1987 by an Imam, Sheikh Ahmad Yassin. Hamas politically controlled the Gaza Strip, which is the home of about 2 million people, but that is blocked by Israel. This Hamas movement was started as an offshoot of Muslim Brotherhood, and Hamas' aim is to pursue an armed struggle against Israel, liberating historic Palestine. Now let's come back on the main part of this video. On October 7th, 2023, Hamas led an attack on Israel and about 1,200 people were killed in that affront and more than 240 others were taken into the Gaza Strip as hostages. But later Hamas admits some faults. Hamas says there were faults in the October 7 attack. It led on southern Israel but claimed its fighters only targeted Israeli soldiers and people carrying weapons. At 8:23 am on October 7, the IDF announced the state of war. 2 hours later, IDF fighter jets started strikes on Gaza. After 2 days, on October 9, Israel cut off electricity, water, food, and fuel. Then in November, around 100 of captives were released during a 7-day truce in exchange for the release of 100 of Palestinian prisoners. This is the start of the massacre that is happening till today, with more than 50,000 Palestinians are died since October 7, 2023.